Welcome everyone to this episode of Right Bite, the video podcast from STC India. In this podcast, we explore tech writing as a profession, a career, and a tool for impact. I'm your host Sachin, and our guest tonight is a dear friend, somebody with enviable levels of commitment and drive, and popularly known within the STC Admin Council as the one-man army driving it. Rajib, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Sachin. It's great to be here, finally.
Great. Why don't we start by you introducing yourselves to our audience? 60 seconds to give your biodata, curriculum vitae, and resume.
Okay. So I was born in Tezpur, that is 4 hours from Guwahati, the capital of Assam. And I did my schooling, graduation there. Then I came to Pune for my post-graduation and masters from Pune University. And I started working at CDEC. And that is also something that people don't know about me. CDEC is the same place which built India's first supercomputer, this Param.
Yes.
So I joined as a language translator in the subtitling cell. During, I guess, 95, 2000, there used to be a regional movies, Doordarshan used to show at Sunday 1:30 afternoon. I was in the subtitling cell. Okay, I was doing a lot of video editing and all. And then CDEC also, as in I went to the printer one day, I saw some papers written like to help someone like content. That was for iLead, that is India's first email software that was built by CDEC. And then that was all in English and it was relatable to me. I thought maybe I can also help. Then because I was part of the R&D division, I went and spoke to the group head that can I help you with the content. And that is how I started doing something that maybe towards later I came to know as technical writing. And in the year 2004, Pune University launched its first technical writing course. And I was invited to join the course. And then I was formally inducted to the world of technical writing, technical documents.
Awesome. So we've known each other for a long time now.
Absolutely, yes. More than a decade.
Yes. And I'm sure a lot of our audience also has known you.
I hope so.
Yeah. So why don't you start by telling us something that we don't know about you?
People see me everywhere. They feel I'm always, kind of an energy bubble. But at the core of me, I'm an absolutely lazy person. All the time I keep thinking about if I can sleep for 12 hours more. That is the kind of person I am. Other than that, I guess I am more of an open book. Yeah, but at the same time, I do not have too many friends with whom I can share my dreams. That is the only thing.
Oh, okay. That's hard to imagine, right? Hard to imagine you as a lazy person who likes to sleep all day. Right? We know you as somebody who's running a lot of things, and hard to imagine you can't share with friends. I know you have a lot of friends. Excellent. So let's move to the next section, right?
Sure.
The STC conference is coming up. It's the 25th year.
25th year for sure, yes.
And our theme is to reflect back on the 25 years that has been and the 25 years that are coming forward. So why don't you start by summarizing from your experience, how have you seen the changes in the tech writing community in India?
I can reflect on my journey itself. And another great thing about my journey is that is where the tech writing space in India actually started almost evolving. So I kind of found my foothold slowly. Tech writing in India also was kind of getting its foothold in India from almost up till 2005. And then it started stabilizing. And now, almost after a decade, the roles that were mostly associated or mostly predominant in US, for example, information architect roles, those roles are absolutely have started coming to India. And I guess we are now a more mature fraternity community in terms of roles and the entire spectrum. And now we are able to also tell our own view of how something should be documented. That's a great space to be.
Sure.
And in STC India's 25th year, we are in a really good space where we can reflect on our journey from zero and what it can lead to, because the world is now changing so fast we do not know what is going to be there after a decade. But then it's as a community, we also need to figure out what will help us sustain and stay relevant. So a lot of responsibility for STC India as well.
Definitely. And so that brings me to the next question I really had for you. Right? How do you visualize the evolution as we go forward? Right? As STC as a body, how we will support the community or the community itself moving forward? How do you see the next 25 years, say, looking like?
All I can say is even predicting the next decade itself is quite difficult to see the way things are changing. But what I would love to tell, and I always tell people, that all these peripheral things will keep on changing. It might be AI, it might be Elon Musk, it might be Paresh Naik someday. But then what is not going to change at the core of our offering is understanding the user behavior and how we are going to be able to connect to them. As long as you are able to be able to connect with your user through your writing or the content that you create, I guess you are going to always stay relevant and successful.
Sure. And that's your strategy for
absolutely. That is the only
going
thing
forward.
Yes.
Right? So stay relevant by staying connected to the user and being relevant to their needs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. So let's get a little closer home to your current work space and what you're doing there. What are you doing within your teams to prepare them for what's coming up?
Okay, I'm kind of for more than 6-7 years now. I'm not really managing a technical writing team, although technical writing team is one of the teams that I have in my department. But then whenever I get any opportunity to talk to them, I make sure, and I would definitely like to tell you that I represent the services industry here. Whereas most people we kind of meet are from product segment because they have a defined budget, defined kind of a strategy. They know that okay, next year for this release we are going to buy this tool and invest. Whereas we are always driven by what the customer needs and how much budget they have. Right? Most times, if we are starting a new engagement, definitely we can kind of assess what their content needs are, what would be a good tool, and how the content should be, right? Mm-hmm. But as I said, being a services company, sometimes we kind of get engaged in the middle of the life cycle. Mm-hmm. So sometimes we recently did an exercise where they have almost 700 documents, and they want to streamline. Okay, so this is also an opportunity for us to kind of figure out how, and this AI cannot really help. This is always the need of a human touch. And the second part is, I always tell my team members to keep looking out how the things are changing. And because we are a services company, what we do is we keep doing small POCs of the latest things around, so that we can tell our customers that we have the latest and the greatest. So why not try us?
Excellent. So you're saying you're experimenting, and that's what you're pushing your teams to do. You're looking out to learn from the changes that are happening around.
Yes.
And your biggest strength within your team is their adaptability.
Adaptability, for sure.
Every time there's new projects coming in, you're able to adapt. Excellent. I'm sure the journey is full of ups and downs.
Always, all the time.
So, do you mind sharing some of your favorite moments, some highs, some lows, from all these experimentations?
I'm saying because my kind of role has actually changed in the past decade, and where I am also lucky to be actually having kind of skills, right from content writing, video production, e-learning, and technical writing, and some bit of digital marketing also. Okay. So what is also the expectation in the air is all roles are getting converged. Mm-hmm. For example, digital marketing definitely is now, but then content writing, technical writing, video production, e-learning, all of these are getting merged into one. And tomorrow the companies are also going to hire folks who know basics of all of these, bring some of these together to kind of produce what you can do to your audience as a packaged product.
So more and more specializations are collapsing.
And that is how the expectation also that most technical writers, for example, even I used to think that I am good at, because I am not a good creative writer. Okay. I thought maybe I am good in technical writing, which is not the case. But then we always get boxed into that, okay, this is the product, this is how it works, I'm just going to write the how-tos. Okay. But a good content will only be kind of turned good or be accepted as good only if it has different flavors. Sometimes it might have to be creatively written. Sometimes it is just brick and mortar. Sometimes it might also have to be a good video.
Okay.
So only when you are able to convert these roles, maybe you'll be able to offer what is suitable to your customer. And it has to be always customized.
And that gives you the high, is what you're saying.
Absolutely.
The way you're able to bring them together,
right.
The challenges are
good. Yes. And I was also telling, because we are talking about STC India, that is also maybe the vision. Because so far we have been always telling about technical communication industry. But maybe going forward, this is how we would actually be able to encompass, all communities and then going forward as a strong force.
Excellent. Good. So for our next round, which is the rapid fire round, I'll pick up my machine gun.
Oh, please, yes. Hope you would have given me the question earlier. And hope I can skip some questions. But
you don't get to skip a question. You can reframe my question if that's the context you want to set for your answer.
So let's see.
All right.
Okay. Good luck to me.
So maximum 3 minutes.
Okay.
You have to give me a direct answer. Okay. You can't avoid any.
Sure.
Excellent. So what is your favorite quote?
I don't have a good memory, but one is like your communication is only successful if the person in front of you gets it. Okay. So that actually sums up all things that we do.
Sure. Okay. Which is your favorite book?
Godfather.
Godfather. Okay. The movie or the book?
The book.
The book?
The book and the movie both. Yes.
Okay.
I don't read much now, but if I have to anyway read, at times I always go back to Godfather because that is so familiar and love the way everything actually gets unfolded.
Who's your go-to person for career guidance?
That is one thing that I do not go to anyone. I always, because I have realized no one can advise me on what my best position in life should be. Okay. Because of the way I see at the world and how things are changing. But at the same time, only I understand what my individuality is and what value, at this moment, what I can bring to an organization or to the world. I look at myself. I definitely keep hearing, like for example, sometimes I ask Paresh, sometimes I ask Aruna, sometimes I go to Mac about what things I may be doing also. But then mostly it is almost maybe 80%.
So decision is yours?
No, but even the reflection, almost 80% is mine.
Okay. So you use them as sounding boards to run by
and
so that you can open up, and which is good exploring.
Sure.
Okay. So who are 3 leaders in the Indian tech writing community that you appreciate the most?
If I can tell 4.
Sure.
So I definitely would love to tell about Matt Pandit.
Okay.
Because he is definitely a brand and what it does, the way he is able to connect to the folks. As in at least the newbies know, there is Matt sir. So that itself is a good, and through that part he can actually teach so many things.
Sure.
Second is Aruna, the way she is so methodical in doing things and the way she is able to relate to people and calm us all down. Sure. That's a big thing. And because she's always latest, she's doing so many things to kind of enhance her learning. That's an amazing quality. Third is she is almost really upcoming. That is Mugdha Kulkarni Bapat. The way she is always trying to question things that we do and evolving, that is really something awesome.
Sure.
Fourth is Nibu Thomas, the energy that he has of his mind and the way he kind of manages social media for his personal branding and communication. Those are things we should all learn.
Awesome. Great for that direct answer.
Thank you.
What are the top 3 personality traits that you seek in your tech writing teams?
Not only tech writing team, I don't even ask tech writing questions because I would definitely like to say, although we have been trying to hire, it's really hard to get good talent. So sometimes if I have, as in I don't prepare my questions anyway, but sometimes I am able to judge a candidate only at level A itself. Okay. And those are absolutely basic questions, but the qualities, if I have to, absolutely attitude and adaptability that I can figure out from the questions. If at all I'm hiring a technical writer or a content writer, definitely good skills on the domain, as in content writing or technical writing for sure. As in you have to be really good in your skill. And third is the way you should be always willing to learn, experiment. That is how you are going to survive.
Okay, excellent. 3 technical writers that you consider the best.
I would definitely like to skip this question. I want to go for lunch with all of you.
I'm sure we have tough choice when it comes to this question.
Uh-huh.
But generally, for people to really understand and identify, right? Okay, this is what is appreciated. If you can maybe set some context, give us some names.
Okay, I will not kind of tell about because I have worked with so many great writers and I have almost learned from all. I would definitely like to have 3-4 names. One is Deepak Kumar, with whom I worked at Siemens and then at Avaya.
And now he's at the software agency.
Yes, he's a software agent. And he is one of my, great, as in we were kind of inseparable in Siemens days, we were buddies. Yeah. But what I learned from him, because we almost started at the same time, I was still learning because Siemens was my first exposure to a product company. Mm-hmm. And I learned a lot through an editor. I guess you should always get exposure to a good editor to learn. Okay, although this is not relevant to this question. But then what I found in Deepak was he was so thorough. As in he will write an email, come to me, buddy, can you check? And then he will write a paragraph and come and ask me, buddy, can you read and check? So he didn't have to really do, but the amount of thoroughness that he wanted to put in content and even writing email, that was one. Second is in terms of attitude, I have Nilakshi Handik, who is my batchmate as my colleague at Avaya also. She got rejected so many times that saying that you are not good for technical writing. Mm-hmm. But she always rose above the occasion. She put so much of hard work. That is about the attitude. Okay, so that I want all of our members to adopt that kind of an attitude and kind of being a non-technical person coming and trying to learn all the technologies. Third is definitely Neeraj Gorde. We worked in one of our first companies, Persistent. The amount of effort it was almost like the pursuit of success. All the time he will be wanting to be successful in whatever he does and how things can be done in a different way. So that's very, very important. And I have a lot of people, but top of the mind, these are things, I guess these are 3 qualities if all of you can, acquire, it's a great deal for sure.
Thanks for expanding on that, right? I think it's very important that we realize what is it that captured our imagination.
Yes, absolutely.
Excellent. What do you think is the biggest mistake we are doing in tech writing today? Most commonly done?
No, I'm not the best person, but maybe we are like ChatGPT is new. We are all thinking ChatGPT will kind of take our jobs. Mm-hmm. I guess one big mistake that we are doing is we are being too concerned about things that are going to impact us, but without even actually improvising our skills. All I would love to tell people that be good at your basic skills. That will always help you survive.
Perfect. One thing that you want to change in this profession or function?
As I said, start getting merged into roles, as in learn a lot of things. Try and see what can fit your customer needs, like technical writing, content writing, video production, e-learning. Get the best of it, package it, and then offer as a content. There is nothing called as technical documentation anymore. Okay. It's content that is actually ruling all over.
Excellent. 3 popular questions from the community, right? You'll hear it everywhere you go. Will ChatGPT steal our jobs?
No, not at all.
Not at all. Okay. Should first-line managers write?
I would like to say, if at all, if you have the bandwidth, you should always write, because what happens is then you are leading by example. Okay. But at the same time, most managers do not know how to write well. So that's a challenge. Sometimes if you have a really good writer in your team, and if you are able to kind of, write better than that person, it's also challenges that person. And, the team definitely, because the line manager itself is writing, it's a role model. So it's an opportunity to establish yourself as a role model as well.
Do designations matter?
Yes, absolutely. Because that's something that you have achieved. Mm-hmm. That's why the designations are given to you. Okay. So you can say that I have achieved this. But at the same time, sometimes, if the designations come just by default to you, then you have to really live up and be good to that role. Okay. Most times we see in the industry that we have designations, but we are not doing justice to that role. So I always urge people to kind of reflect onto your kind of themselves and see whether they are doing justice to the role. Okay. That is really kind of being respected.
All right. Thanks, Rajib, for all those honest answers.
Thank you.
All good things must come to an end, and we're almost at the top of the allotted time.
Thank you for having me here. This is my first podcast and first interview, actually.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So, 3 more things to do before we go. First, any significant thought that you want to leave our audience with, right? What is that one takeaway that you want them to have from this discussion?
As I said, we always keep evaluating for change. Be adaptable. Don't be kind of nervous about how things are going to change around. As long as you have the skills, that is the whole thing about today. You do anything but be good at it, you will always be able to survive. But be adaptable. That is okay.
Perfect. There are always questions which people have, and there are so many things that we can't cover because of the format.
Yeah, absolutely.
How can our audience connect with you if they want to ask you questions or discuss something more?
I am always available anywhere. My mobile number is available. I am on LinkedIn as Rajib Borkataki.
All right. So LinkedIn is your primary, and you want me to leave the mobile in the description?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Sure.
I'll do that. Finally, what we call the ad spot. A 15-second ad promoting Right Bike.
I'm so bad at it.
All yes.
But definitely, it's a great moment for us that on the 25th year of STC India, we are able to launch the podcast channel for STC India. And thanks to one guy who is able to drive, Sachin Chauhan. We have been talking for almost 1.5 years about this. And for something or other reasons, it has been always getting postponed. But finally, we are here, and see, Sachin is based out of Bangalore. I am sitting in Pune. We have, there are some folks here. He took all the effort to come from Bangalore to Pune. That shows the energy that we are spending to the community. I wish this podcast is going to be really received well. So good luck to all of us at STC India. And definitely, I would like to take a moment to congratulate all at STC India on the 25th anniversary. So let's make it big.
Yes. So congratulations to all. And on that note, let's stay adaptable. Let's keep learning. And we'll connect with you on the next episode. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.